Hello, in this clip we'll examine how to apply the principle of appeal to our work. Appeal is a very subjective principle. Regardless of your own personal taste, we have to strive to make our work more appealing to the audience. As animators, working in CG, we usually don't have any input or control over the design of our characters, so we have to work within the limits of the character rigs provided to us. A good place to start is the default rig pose of the character. Here we'll focus on the character's facial expression. So I've loaded up the rig, and in the default rigging pose, you can see that the expression is very neutral. We could simply just lift the corners of the mouth to create a smile, but that would feel pretty flat emotionally. So if I come over here, grab the corners of the mouth, and then just lift them up, that's a little more appealing, but it doesn't really involve the whole face. So I find that a big part of appeal is relating to the character in some way. Does the pose feel like the character is alive? I'm not trying to create an intense expression. I'm just trying to create an appealing resting pose for the character, an expression they would have in a calm moment. At frame 11, this is my first pass at trying to get a more appealing pose. If I flip back from the default rig pose, and then come back to my pose here, you'll see that I've changed a few things. I've brought the corners of the mouth in a little bit so they're not so wide. I've also worked on the eyes. I've relaxed the lids slightly and rounded out the eyes a little bit. And I've brought the eyebrows down. So one of the reasons for that with the eyes is to provide some frame for the animator to work with. So if the default has eyes that are very wide open, there's nowhere else to go. It's hard to push that expression any further. So if we back that off and make it look a little more relaxed, then we have the opportunity for more contrast. We can still open the lids much wider to get a good change in expression. The other thing is that when the eyes are open quite wide, it can feel like the character is a bit wired, like they've been having too much coffee. If we engage the entire face in an expression change, it will feel more organic and have greater appeal. Now, what if the character changed their eye direction? So here, I could try just moving the eye main control. So this look at control here, that's all that I'm doing. I'm just moving this one control. It works, but again, it's a bit limiting and it doesn't really have a ton of appeal. Now, when I involve more controls on the face, you can see that the entire face is involved in the change in expression. This automatically has a little more appeal to it. It feels less mechanical, more organic, and allows us to engage the different regions of the face, so nothing feels isolated. Another aspect of appeal is asymmetry. People usually don't assume poses or expressions that are 100% symmetric. So finding a way to add a slight amount of asymmetry will help make your expression feel more organic. Now, in the last example here that I've got on the timeline, I'm just going to zoom out here. Here I have the character in the default rig T pose. And then here is my default that I want to use as an animator. So it's just a resting position. This is something I could actually load into my scene as a start file. Rather than starting with just the T pose, I want to make sure that I have a pose that is relaxed. It's fairly neutral. It doesn't really have a strong emotion, but I've worked on all the major body masses to make sure that the character is looking fairly balanced and interesting. So what I've done here is I've moved the hips forward a little bit, and I've used some shaping controls. Let me just turn those on here. There are deformers that are running around through the character that allow you to move and shape the controls. So you can get a little bit of movement forward and back. So you can add a lot of sculpting into the character's design. And this is a very useful feature to have on your rigs. So these bendy controls here can be used to create some pretty crazy frame-by-frame animations, some great in-betweens if you want to do rubber hose. But another very useful thing they're good at is for shaping your character, trying to get the most out of the silhouette. A lot of the times arms and legs can feel very cylindrical. So when the riggers put in these wonderful deformers for us, it allows us to help add a little bit of shape language to the design of the character, so that by default, when we're loading in a pose that we've worked on as sort of a starting pose, we've tried to incorporate a little bit better design into the starting pose. I've also scaled the hands down a little bit. Sometimes the scale of the hands, again for this rig, because it is a generic rig and it can be customized, you might find that the hands feel a little bit large for a character. You might want to scale them down a little bit. Let me just turn off the NURBS curves here, and I'll go back to my front view here. So now I can scrub back and forth. So there's before, and there's after. So that gives you an idea sort of what you can do just to add a little bit more appeal, even in sort of a generic standard beginning pose for your character. And I haven't even thought of a very strong emotion for the character in this pose. So just by working on the poses that you have, I think the biggest challenge with appeal is pushing yourself to try and get the most out of the rig as you possibly can, really learning how to use the controls in the right way to get the result that you want, and trying to not just accept the limits of the rig. Rigs will always have limitations, and that's just part of the job. As animators, we want to make sure we try and work within those limits and try and find ways that we can make the character look as appealing, as interesting as possible in our work. So in the next clip, we'll look at the last principle of animation in this module, solid drawing.